We want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a for hire plot.
Lil Durk's real name is Durk Bank, and he is from Chicago. This is his mugshot from Florida, where he was arrested last night.
When Lil Durk's close friend Vonnie seemed to collaborate with police, it was supposedly linked to his legal troubles. Updates state that Vonnie was referred to as a rat and a snitch on Instagram by Chicago rapper Lil Durk's sister-in-law in relation to a federal murder for hire investigation. According to court documents, Vonnie is no longer within the Bureau of Prisons Authority, which may be why he was placed under home arrest. While out, he supposedly received a new iPhone and messaged someone he thought he could trust. But the communication was leaked. Vonnie allegedly talked about attempting to negotiate a plea deal on a 32, which he claimed carried a basic sentence for murder for hire in the hacked texts. He clarified that although the maximum penalty was 43 or life in prison, he might only receive a term of 5 to 7 years if he made a plea agreement, cooperated promptly, and had no past convictions. He added that since he might get an elbow, which is the same as a life sentence, he could not risk a trial. When he said that his circumstances were similar to those of the other boys, he was allegedly referring to a man named Jam, who also complied with the authorities.
He ain't take my advice. He ain't respond no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't respond nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my advice because they playing. They made themselves get caught. This is what come along with it. They wanted to get caught. You understand me?
So, that's what you meant by trenches paint. Okay.
What you mean trenches what?
Was it you that said that? With the whole narrative about Vonnie snitching with the text messages? Like, that's...
Yeah. I don't know who said that, but that was me.
But that was a focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text messages was about.
That's just saying what he finna cop out to and this, that, and and with me saying Von, some people like, damn, what, he gonna tell on some words on Von?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I'm intrigued to know what the Von name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell him no Von. You gonna tell it just like you orchestrated Lil Ted, you orchestrated this, and guess who you work for?
The concept is straightforward. If someone snitches on you, you can snitch on them. OTF's father comes from a street background and doesn't hold back. However, because family is involved, Vonnie's participation is more complicated. Vonnie and DD, as well as Vonnie and Durk, are related. This is significant because the situation appears to have changed after body cam footage of a man going by the name Lil Ted purportedly pleading for information on Lil Durk and F. members was just made public. Durk's attorney responded by submitting documents that questioned the specifics of Lil Ted's statements to federal authorities and asked for further time to examine their bond application. Lil Ted, DD's younger brother, is believed to be one of Lil Durk's closest street friends. Additionally, he and Vonnie are related, which connects their circumstances. After police allegedly discovered a pistol in Lil Ted's pants pocket, he was taken into custody at a nearby convenience shop. He allegedly became willing to divulge information because he didn't want to go to jail, which might have started a domino effect that explains Vonnie's own
Dude had a... What about that? A man had a... with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
was now being led to the police station, but tears were already running down his cheeks before they had even taken him inside. In a desperate attempt to escape from custody, he yelled at the officers, "I swear I'll tell y'all about the passings." However, it was too late. Fate was predetermined because the decision to arrest
Hey, stop it. Stop it.
was crying excessively and was clearly losing it as he was taken into the holding cell. At that moment, all he wanted was to get out and go home, even if it meant informing everyone he knew about his team. He is connected to both Vonnie and Dee, so what he knew wasn't merely rumors. It's vital to keep in mind. This fact was known to all those in his immediate family. Therefore, his desire to speak posed a severe risk to them all.
Hold on, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 7 what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, all right?
You gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me no, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
The fact that court paperwork only contained the suspected snitch's surname was troublesome because Dee is Ted's older brother. It was Ted who was misidentified as Dee. Nevertheless, this set off a series of events. The FBI may have placed Dee, Vonnie, and both of their parents in the same room because Ted was already likely to rat on Durk. Family members, particularly mothers, frequently urge individuals to collaborate in these circumstances rather than run the risk of spending decades behind prison. The fact that the three of them are fighting the same individual and are blood relatives would put Lil Durk at a serious disadvantage. However, their hasty choice to divulge information isn't arbitrary. The date most likely relates to Durk's anticipated release from jail. Durk's father claims that this will be his third attempt to obtain bond and that his legal team has submitted an offer that is so alluring that the judge will have a hard time refusing.
Left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son at least for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's going to give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you. And inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for that we have a good ruling in our favor.
In order to prevent Durk's freedom, they had to work together and snitch on him. He was effectively given a release date because the prosecution had previously rejected some of the evidence against him. According to reports, prosecutors informed the judge during Lil Durk's court hearing today that they are voluntarily throwing away evidence against Durk. Concerns were raised about how this would affect the remainder of his bond hearing when it was read aloud in court. In public, the prosecution announced that we are dropping the evidence of the Durk lyrics reading. Told me they got an AT go. This was viewed as a very questionable action. When the television footage of Quando Rondo shouting no on the sidewalk was played, someone commented, "Go watch the news. See your son screaming no."
The search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
Prosecutors read it out loud to the judge as Lil Durk was about to be released on bond, explaining that they were taking it away because they believed it to be a dishonest and dubious way to reject evidence. When determining Durk's fate, the judge would probably keep this strategy in the back of his mind. Because it was so unusual to publicly deny such facts in that way, the incident garnered even more attention. The court's perspective on the remainder of the case may change as a result of this ruling. Even Charleston White felt compelled to respond because
this is a real victory. Now that demonic force was a dark force. It was a dark energy. I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. So this is a victory for law-abiding Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it.
The judge then said in court that he will render a decision in a few more days. Everything in Lil Durk's life will alter once more because he was sent back to prison. In case you missed it, the news claimed that Chicago rapper Lil Durk was involved in a fight inside a jail this morning. Lil Baby even tweeted, "Durk is the only thing that matters to me right now. The streets are connected, so let the bro go. What then transpired? It began with the announcement that Glee's, Lil Durk's first-day companion, had died the previous evening in Chicago. This implied that Lil Durk and other OTF members were now possible targets. Who would want retribution against OTF? One would wonder. When Quando, Rondo, and Lil Tim both gave interviews, delivered the same message, and were freed at the same hour on the same day, Durk was singled out in jail. Others saw this as a calculated move to offer them an alibi and keep the authorities from looking into their potential pursuit of Durk while he was still in prison, while others saw it as an odd coincidence. Lil Tim said,
"Oh, like shit, I was just protecting my little brother."
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, yeah, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f***ing shit like that, cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
Quando Rando expressed a similar opinion, stating that he wishes a whole different strategy had been employed. Their statements identical timing and tone,
that he wishes things were handled in a much different way.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out or whatever. Like, they could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
Even though Lil Durk was also attacked inside the jail. Many people were upset since two of his known operators interviewed him on the same day, defending him and expressing their wish that things had been handled differently. Many questioned whether it was all a coincidence or whether there was a bigger plan because of the time alone. In an interview with DJ Akemix, Durk's attorney responded to the mounting clamor by being candid about the circumstances. In the course of the chat, the attorney disclosed Durk's anticipated release date in addition to explaining what transpired. He described in detail how the prosecution had badly harmed their own case, highlighting the dubious choice to introduce important evidence in court so quickly and extensively. He contended that the manner it was handled wasn't simply out of the ordinary, but might potentially prove advantageous.
Allegation they backed away from, which is huge. It shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
The prosecution's case against Durk, he said, is only becoming weaker, particularly now that they are unable to use his lyrics as proof. In order to emphasize that the authorities had nothing concrete from the beginning, Durk's attorney even went so far as to refer to the accusations as a comedy. He claims that the lyric proof was the only thing they were truly clinging to, and their case is in ruins now that it is no longer an option. Durk and his team are in a stronger position than they have been in years as a result of this change in
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Act. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this game.
However, the judge did make his decision a few days later. Press reports claim that the feds say Lil Durk would need to go completely broke and give up all of his property to be granted a bond. Durk had been seen walking into the courthouse. They worried that he would use his wealth to blackmail witnesses. This condition showed that the court considered Durk a high-risk defendant because of his weight and financial influence in addition to the charges. In addition to restricting his financial resources, the restriction also made it impossible for him to communicate with anyone outside of prison while the lawsuit was still
no bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a murder for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label, and ultimately Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's gonna have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
This appears to have already occurred because the feds were concerned that Durk may attack witnesses. The stories that followed asked, has anyone heard from Jam after he snitched on Lil Durk? Vonnie began to fear that was how he would turn out. Jam had been a wall for months, and the rest of the F-gang had already left. After being exposed as a snitch during an appearance on DJ Vlad's show, he vanished, which only heightened rumors about his whereabouts.
There's a guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam
now he put everyone in the jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
Out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case, but eventually he
F members reportedly discovered OTF Jam hiding in a crib outside of Atlanta as soon as this was made public. Alongside the statement, sources claim Jam was punished for snitching on F owner Lil Durk. There was a picture of the home where Jam had been residing. He hasn't been heard from since. F Vonnie doesn't want to be like Jam, who was singled out due to the information he provided to the authorities. According to court pleadings, Jam supplied more than 230 terabytes of digital evidence, including 20,000 pages of reports, audio recordings, and video surveillance. Authorities believe Durk paid to deal with two individuals. According to a court update, Jam's baby mother, who passed away when Durk reportedly found out that Jam had worn a wire around him, and Stefan Mack, who was connected to the murder of Durk's brother Dethang. After the Lil Pab investigation is complete, Durk may be charged with 2 additional crimes, since investigators think Jam is the crucial witness who can connect Durk to all 3. During an Instagram Live, Durk allegedly saw Jam for the first time wearing a wire. Jam can be seen whispering into his jacket while
Hey, give me the check on your man. I heard you got his head. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I used to have a dare. Architect. I'm having a dare. School's outside town.
However, Durk had seen that Jam had been acting abnormally for months prior to his imprisonment. Durk has reportedly been playing 3D chess the entire time.
I see from a mile away. I don't think people realize that. I could have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your cooperate.
In light of everything that has happened, Lil Durk publicly discussed the matter, stating that he no longer lets his pals stay at his house and that he keeps all personal information private.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. My best friend never been in my house.
For real?
I promise.
Your best friend?
Promise. Like, it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids, cause it's like I'm just a different type. I'm not the have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the You gotta watch.
Everybody at Durk's crib.
Yeah, we gotta. Everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like, that's how I play. Like, I don't play. I see from a mile away.
I don't think people really.
During an Instagram Live, Lil Durk once gave F Jam a $50,000 gift. Would you still decide to come forward if Durk did anything similar for you?
What's the name, bro? Steady crying, huh? He's steady crying. Feed him. Feed him. Get in the milk so they want me to trick, bro.
See that? For my baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. This too much. Crazy though. My sitting up there doing all this. Sneak this and internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Not what I want to do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro.
Bro got out what?
You know that
How many you did off?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah, that's your last bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
Yeah.
So much money. We really just get in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
Instagram Live includes a crucial element. Federal investigators took notice of the individuals in the background and conducted additional research into their identities. When they went jewelry shopping, they found that King Von had been seen with these same people before. They were all members of the same close-knit community, as evidenced by the fact that they were connected to Lope's death. This relationship demonstrated their deep affection and was probably the cause of their desire to wreak retribution for King Von.
Solitary stone.
We just looked at him.
Let's go over there.
What up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy.
Good.
They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money man just stepped in.
Lil Durk had one last chance to be released from prison, according to his attorney. Because of all that was against him, DJ Academics asked Durk in an interview if he would think about accepting a plea bargain in order to expedite the court case. Drew, Durk's attorney, responded sharply, "No, we're going all the way." This demonstrated that they were more likely to vehemently deny the charges than to compromise.
You know, likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen like this. Seems like it's a do or die thing. This is kind of like it's going to be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either are or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it, just entertain it, because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case, and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. And so there is no alternative. It's a life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12.